Hi, welcome to Trendy Treasures. My name's Tammy. Tonight I'm going to be making a wreath for you. It's going to be using this welcome sign. And we already have everything set up. I've got my frame already. I've used 18 pipe cleaners, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top, spaced about 4 1/4 inches. This is the ribbon that I've chose to use, and then the tubing that I'll add later. I've already got my rolls set up, my little bundles, as Laura calls them, and flowers to cut, and my ruffles. So we're going to do 12-inch poofs. Then we're going to do, I use 29-inch ruffles. That way I have enough left over, hopefully, to make enough and I don't run out that way. And so then let's see, what else do I need to tell you? I'll just tell you as we go along. Welcome again, and share, like, give me thumbs up, hearts, all that. I'll appreciate it all. All right, so let's get started. And I'm nervous because this is the first time I'm going live and doing the whole thing from start to finish. All right, so let's move this out of the way too. So again, we have the work frame, the wreath work frame set up, and we're going to take our 21-inch mesh, and I like to gather it up about an inch, inch and a half. So we're going to start, and we're just going to keep our thumbs down and walk our fingers towards, and get my sleeves out of the way. This mesh loves my clothes for some reason. And we're going to walk this up all the way to the end. That way we're going to attach it to the frame using a zip tie. And once I get this all worked up, I like to trim off all the extras just so it looks nice. And then we take this and attach it using one of our zip ties. I open up the first one and then I lay it right in there, and I don't use the bottom one. I like to use the second one from the bottom to attach my zip tie. So I attach it and pull pretty hard on it. You want it to stay in there. And then find my little trimmers and trim that off. Again, I want to thank you for coming and stopping and sharing your Friday evening with me. I know you probably have lots of other things to do, but I greatly appreciate it. And so we're going to make 12-inch poofs, and I like to gather it and keep it all turned down, kind of nice and taut. That way it makes a nice one. And I always measure. I could glide it through and try that, but I just always come back to the same of measuring it. Then I feel more confident that it's going to measure out correctly. I give 3 really good snug pulls on that to keep it nice and tight, and then I come back and I always, as I go, I walk my poof out, and then if I let go of it and it opens up, I just kind of turn it back under, and here we go. I consider this like a mouth. So once the mouth is open, and I just push all that as tight as I can, keep my thumbs against it, and give it 3 really good turns, and I think that keeps it nice and tight, and then you can work with it and move it without it all falling apart. I really like this purple. I got it from Craft Outlet. I got all the ribbon except the yellow, and I picked up something wrong, and it didn't have a wire, so it's really important that you use wire. For those that are learning, that you have wire in your ribbons. It really makes it a lot nicer when you're trying to work it, and when you don't have the wire, it makes it kind of tough. But I got the ribbon from Craft Outlet as well, and I believe I bought the smaller 10-inch mesh from Hobby Lobby. Do that 3, come around and open it up again. This takes a little time, but I went ahead and I prepared everything, like I said at the beginning of the video, so I wouldn't have to take as much time teaching you how to do that, and I could keep going on the wreath that I'm making, because it takes a little while to make one from start to finish. So I wanted to make sure we all had plenty of time. And I know Laura said to set up my iPad so I could see everyone talking, but I can't see my, let me see if I can figure out how to see my comments, which I can't. Maybe if I click on it. Well, oh, there we go. Ah, yay, thank you, Laura. Remember to share, give me some love, share it out there to all your friends, give me some thumbs up, anything you can, it'll be great. I appreciate it all. It's really hard to get out here and teach an old dog new tricks on going live. I can handle the wreath making part. It's just this live stuff on Facebook is a lot harder to get down. But my old saying, fake it till you make it. So I'm going to do the best I can for you. I hope everybody had a good Friday. We actually had sunshine and it warmed up to 40, so I was so excited about that. So it was a good day. I say it's always a good day when you wake up, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Again, when you use this, I used a wreath work form that I had purchased from Dollar Tree. They're only $1, and I used the chenille pipe cleaners on it, and I placed 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. I spaced them about 4 1/4 inches apart, and that pretty much gives it perfect all the way around, even spacing, so you don't have to worry about one being longer than the other or trying to figure out how to move them after you've already got them secure on your frame. And so that's how I do that work frame. And then when you put your poofs on there, I push it as tight as I can down to that frame and give it 3 nice big twists of your pipe cleaners. And then I walk that poof and spread it out and make it look pretty. And then when you come back to here, if it opens up again, just gather it all up, pull it all back nice and neat, and come back to making 12-inch poofs. And when I get to the end here, which I'm almost at the end to the bottom, I'll come up to the top rows, and I will put a pipe cleaner just to secure that so it won't slide and move, and it just keeps your poofs looking nice and keeps them all the same, and you don't have a big gap, or you don't have to worry about making sure that it's moving on you. So that keeps it nice. This is really a pretty purple. I think it's going to go good with the sign. I tell you, a lot of people don't know, and when I say things, there are a lot of people that know a lot, and a lot more than I do. But I do know that when you get a sign, that's how you match your ribbon colors, and your choice of mesh is what your sign is. So a lot of times it's good to get your signs and then go and get your ribbon and match it all to that. And that helps to, that's kind of like in decorating. You get your bedspread and all your things like that, and then you go back and put all the accent colors and things you want. All right, I'm done with the bottom, so I'm going to jump up here to the top, and right above it here, I'm just going to put a twisty tie, if I can find them. Hopefully I didn't flip them off on the floor. Oh, there's one, and the other one. And I'm going to secure that on that second wire. There's 4 on these, but I'm going to use the second one. I'm going to come in there if I can get my little fingers to work. There we go. I'm going to attach that on there, and then I'll trim that off, and then we'll go around, and I'm going to do just like I did on the bottom. I'm not going to use that first tie that's right there. I'm going to save it and go on into the next one, and then when I end, I'll end right in that tie as well. And so then we're going to come back again, straighten this all up, and we're doing 10-inch poofs. Again, I want to thank everyone that's on, and thank you for sharing. And any kind of loves that you can put out there, I greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I can't really look right now, but if I do see them, I'll make sure I go back after the video's over and I'll answer them all, or if you message me, I'll make sure I get you answered back. At least if I don't I'll try to get them done within that day or 24-hour turnaround. I won't leave you hanging out there. Let's see. This mesh is liking my bracelets. I'm so sorry. I'll tuck that under there a little bit better. Maybe they won't keep catching on that. I changed my shirt because it always loves my material in my shirts. And I tried to find something that wouldn't hook to it, but it still does anyway. So we're going to come back here and open this up. You can always tuck your first ones that you did, kind of spread them underneath there if you want them a little bit more fluff over that, and spread those out. It takes just a little bit of time to get all this done. Does anybody have big plans for the weekend? I plan on making wreaths. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun for me. So I try to do what I can to, once summer comes and we'll be out fishing and doing other things and running around and traveling a little bit. So I try to do as much wreaths as I can more in the, but I'll probably be wanting to do wreaths more often anyway, so you'll get this in your system. You'll start going and doing lots of lives, and next thing you know, you'll be having to do a live before you go anywhere. I hope that's how I can be, and I hope I'm able to show you enough and that I get this live stuff down, because it's pretty scary. But you know what? If you don't do it or don't try it, then you never know. So I'm just happy that I've tried it. Thank you to Laura. She's my mentor. She's pushed me, gotta have a live. And I did it, girlfriend, I did it. So I appreciate all her mentoring of me, and she's very good to put up with all my questions. And Cheryl is wonderful too. They call her Owl. It's her nickname. She's been a great big help to me as well. She's taught me a lot and showed me a lot, because I'm not that. I get my granddaughter to help me on all my Instagram and Facebook's things, because I'm not so good at it. So she's really good to help me. I was telling people on my last video that there are things, if you're going to invest in doing wreath making, that you need to invest in a mat. That's a self-healing mat, and a roller, the cutter, so you can cut all your mesh and everything. It needs to be cut, and it helps. It's a self-healing. I'm just thinking I might need to adjust that a little bit lower. Let me see, so you can see what I'm doing. I apologize. I was going to do that after I said hi and just realized I hadn't done that. So I'm sorry if you're missing what I'm doing. Hopefully you'll see a few more left here that I've got to do on here, and you'll be able to see better what I was doing. And I apologize. I should have looked at that sooner. I'm just nerves. It'll get out. I'll get better. But anyway, again, like I was saying, Laura's been really good, and Cheryl has been really good. You need the things that you also need. Like I said, the mat and a roller, a pair of scissors, a good pair of scissors. Well, I say good pair, just something that you can cut, because by the time you cut through all the wire, you're going to use lots of pairs of scissors. All right, so I'm back at the front again where I didn't use that pipe cleaner, and I'm going to finish off in there. And I'm going to give it 3 nice big tugs. And then I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches, and then we're going to secure the rest of it on just like we did the other 2. And the mesh roller. This is Susie's Ultimate Mesh Roller, and I really, excuse me, I really like it. I don't know what I was doing without it, except rolling it on the floor, and then it sticks to the carpet and everything else. So I really like the mesh roller. So if you can afford to get one, my mentor Laura Jean's Wreath Room has them out there on her affiliate sites out there. You can always go to her page and look up those so you could purchase them from her. She would greatly appreciate it. and I would appreciate it helping her as well. Okay, so I've got it nice and secure. I'm going to trim it off. And now we have our 12-inch poofs on our 14-inch wreath work form. And I'm just going to kind of go back through here and go around it and just make sure all my poofs are nice and poofed, nice and fluffy. And then we're going to start putting in our ruffles. I'm going to do, I cut them 29 inches, like I said, so I wouldn't run out of the mesh in case I didn't have any more of that color, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough to go. So, how do you like it? This is our poofs. So, I've got them all cut over here, and we're going to do the 30, as most of people do it, 30 inches. I like to just set it down on my mat, and then I just do right down the middle. Put your thumbs down against the mat and just walk them out. You can see when you're getting crooked or twisted. I just use that same line all the way up, and I put my little fingers and my whole hands to work, and I just walk it on out. I like to call this my butterfly. And then when you go to your, when you go back to your wreath, I like to make sure the pipe cleaners are up and down, north and south. And then I kind of like, when I get this butterfly, I'm going to put it right in the middle of that. And when I do this, I'm going to do every other one. And I like to start on the bottom. So I'm going to find my bottom. I'm going to open up my pipe cleaners. And I'm going to push as firmly as I can against that pipe cleaner, against the frame. So I get a really nice tight, and I like to do this as well 3 times. And then as I come it, then you kind of make a little flower. And you can bring your mesh around and work it around. So I like to do that on each one, just kind of work my mesh around and make a nice little flower. See how we're doing that? Remember up at the top of your screen, there, if you tap on it, there's 3 little dots that will come up. And if you click on it, you can get all my live notifications when I go on and start showing you more lives and videos on what I'm doing. What I'm doing and trying to show you, so that you can learn to do it too. And I want to try to be as helpful and as instructive as I can for you. And anything you see that you like or would like to know more about, let me know. Or if there's something in a video you want me to show, or if I talk too fast, or just whatever you would like to help me work on or help you work on, I would be more than happy to help. But if you'll hit those buttons, you'll see all the live notifications that I go out, and I'll try to post what I'm going to work on prior and give you time. I try to tell you what I know that's on sale or places. All right, you can see that we had the one, and I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to go into the next pipe cleaner. So we're going to skip every other one, and I do all the bottom first. Again, I push it down tight, get it really snug in there. It looks like a little butterfly to start off with. And I'm going to make sure it's really nice and tight and secure. Give it a nice 3 little twist, and then I'm going to come back and walk my mesh around and kind of make a pretty little flower in there. And the more you work any mesh, it will fray. So the less you can work it, the better. And if you see little pieces that need to be trimmed off, just trim them as you go, and then you won't have to work so hard at the very end to get them all, and that way you've trimmed them up as you go. So we've done one, we've missed that one, and we're this one, and we're ready for over here. And again, I went ahead and pre-cut all these to try to save us a little time, because I know you're busy on a Friday night and might have other things to do, but I greatly appreciate your time and for sticking around with me. And please remember to share, hit the love button, give me some likes, share it to your friends' pages, share it to your page, whatever you can think of to share. I appreciate it all. I will be trying to go live at least, if not twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. I do have some out there that I've done that I showed you how to just make the wreath form. And I'm going to try to go out and show you how to do every step of it. How to dovetail your tails, how to cut your ribbon. Sorry, I don't know who's calling, but I did put Do Not Disturb on my phone, but that didn't work. So I apologize. Hopefully you're all still there. I don't know. So anyway, back to what I was saying, I'm going to try to go live a couple of times a week, and I appreciate if you want to share, watch, learn. I'm going to try to give you all kinds of tips that I know, what I've been taught, and together we'll be able to figure out anything. If we don't know, if I don't know, I'll certainly find out the answers for you. Again, I'm doing a ruffle right now. We did the poofs, 12 inches on a 14-inch work wreath. I did pipe cleaners. I got it from the Dollar Tree for $1. I used 10 pipe cleaners on the bottom. I used 8 on the top. I spaced them about 4 1/4 inches apart, and that kind of gives you a perfect form to start out with. Then I came back, and on the 21-inch mesh, I made 12-inch poofs. And now I'm doing the, as a lot of people say, the 30-inch ruffle in every other poof. I make it like a butterfly. You can see that. Then I open up like a mouth with the pipe cleaners. I grab my form and I push it as tight as I can against the wire. And then I like to tighten it 3 good times around. It just gives it a really good secure on your form. And I feel like you can move your mesh around a little bit easier once you get that in place. And then once I get them on there, I like to come back around and make a little flower. That's what it reminds me of, is a little flower that you can have opened up, and kind of make that. And as you see little frays or little things, just make sure you trim them off as you go. And you're going to have several of them that come off. Just work it as you go, and that way you won't have so many at the end, but you'll always see them. The more you move it, the more you're going to have. When we're done with the ruffles, I'm going to do the rolls, and I'm going to put the rolls in the opposite ones where the ruffles aren't at, and we'll put the rolls. And I did 3 colors of rolls. I did this very light lilac. I did a yellow to match the sign, and then I added a white. I give it 3. I was going to do the darker, but then I thought, I don't know if you'll be able to see the mesh, and I thought the lighter would make it blend in with the sign a little better. And it's really what you create. It's what you like. It's the colors that you see that are pretty. And just take that picture or your sign and roll with it, and match your colors to what you like. And that's what's important. We can't please everybody with our colors, but at least it gives us an opportunity to pick out and use what creative things that we like. And we all have different ones. That's what makes a good world. We kind of all mesh together. So I'm not really good at reading all the stuff. I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I see Tammy, Tammy, Tammy. Ha ha ha. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. The ruffles that I've used, though, are 29 inches because I used 29 to make sure I had enough mesh. So you end up with 5 on the bottom and 4 on the top. So now we're ready to move to the top. Like I said, you go down the middle. There are 30-inch ruffles. I think I've told you the rolls. When I get to the rolls, I cut them 10 inches and then rolled them, and I kind of made a bundle out of them and put a pipe cleaner around them so they would all stay together, and I wouldn't have to do that during our live. So again, the 14-inch work wreath frame. with 12-inch poofs with 21-inch mesh is what I made the poofs out of. And then I used 10-inch mesh. I used 29 inches, but a lot of people use the 30, which is fine. I'd use 30 as well, but tonight I did 29. But a 29-inch ruffle. And I'm using that. I put them really close down to the frame, and I give it 3 good ties around there. And then you just work it out and make a little flower as you go. So we're on the top. Let me get a little drink. We only have 3 more to go. And we'll be ready to start the rolls. So, I think I've told you everything up to this point. I don't want to repeat myself, but I want to make sure everybody knows. Oh, hi Megan, I see you too. And I see my friend Brenda that I can see some of these green ones. I see my friend Brenda that I worked with when I worked at the state. I saw her on. I don't know if she's still on, but hi, glad to have you. I'm glad to see my daughter on, being supportive of her mother. Making a fool of herself? No, hopefully not. But anyway, I like to make it like a little butterfly again. Put it straight into the mouth of that pipe cleaner. Get it real nice and tight against the frame. And then get your pipe cleaner and give it 3 good twists around that mesh. And then once you've got it nice and secure, you go ahead and walk it out and make a flower. Kind of do that, and then like I say, if you see any little fraying going on, just trim them as you go. You're going to have it. It's just no way you can get around it. But trim it as you go. You won't have so much to do to clean up at the end when you're done. So that's another way to work that. All right, so let me put that right there. And then I'm going to come in here. All right, beautiful. I got those really nice little. Hi, Jana. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for spending your Friday night with me, girls. I appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget to share me, like me. Don't forget to go up in the right-hand corner of your phone or your tablet, and there will be 3 little dots. Please tap the 3 dots, and then you can go down and you can turn on live notifications, and you can watch when I go live. And I would greatly appreciate that. And I'll be trying to go live at least 3 times a week and try to show you different ideas and techniques and little tricks that I've learned and people have shared with me. And if you want to become where you make these to sell, then I'll be glad to help tell you what I know that you got to have and what you need that works good. And if you just want to do it for a fun hobby, you know, I can tell you there's lots of little things at the Dollar Tree that you can get just to have some fun with and get started. And I've made some Dollar Tree signs and wreaths, and they've turned out beautiful. So you can do it. It's not as much money. It just, you know, it's all what you can afford, and it's all about having fun and making something pretty for your home or somebody else's home. So our last ruffle, again, the ruffles are 29 inches long on a 10-inch mesh. And you just hold firm with your thumbs. Your thumbs don't do any walking, but your fingers. And you get those little pinkies and all those fingers working for you. And you just walk it out. I always try to make a base down the middle. I pick a number that's half in the middle, and then I just walk it and use that all the way down till I get to the end. And once you get there, you hold tight because you don't want to let that go. And it makes a little butterfly. And then when you come back over, you open up your pipe cleaner where it's like a mouth, up and down. You push this as far as it'll go, nice and tight against the work frame. And then once you've got it nice and snug in there, then you give it 3 nice twists. right, tell you again how many pipe cleaners. Sure. I get a Dollar Tree work frame, which is $1. I get the pipe cleaners, and let's see if I've got some right here. Just regular chenille pipe cleaners. They're nice and soft and furry. And I set out 18. I set in a pile, I'll put 10, and then in another pile, I'll put 8. That way I know not to run across and put too many on one. But really, if you do it about 4 1/4 inches apart, 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top, they work out about perfect, the right amount for you. And so that gives you your work frame, and it gives you your start. And then you're ready to go. You tighten them, you use 2 bars. They come in 4. You want to use 2 bars to put your pipe cleaner around and make sure it's really tight. And then I twist them around about 3 times on that wire to give a nice, good, secure, so your pipe cleaner doesn't walk all over, and then you end up with it rolling around and it's not secure. All right, so we've got our ruffles all in. Now I'm going to go over here, and I've got my little bundles of my rolls. These are on 10-inch mesh. I've cut them 10 inches. I will say, if your mesh is not as expensive, sometimes you have to do 11 inches because they fray out too much, and it's very annoying when you're trying to work it and all you're getting is a bunch of frayed ends. So I might use 11 inches instead of 12 or instead of 10. But tonight these are 10-inch rolls on a 10-inch mesh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the ruffle that, or in the poof that does not have the ruffle. So I'm going to walk around and fill those in, and I just tighten them around the pipe cleaners that are already in place. So I'm going to keep spinning around, and I'm going to find the ones. And when you put them, you tighten them really tight with them and hold them up, and it tries to give you your peak on them. They stand up a little nicer. That way they look better in your wreath as well. So we'll work these all in here. And I push them all the way against that pipe cleaner again, and I give 3 nice twists around there so they stand up, makes them stand up really pretty. And so again, these are 10-inch rolls. They're the little bundle that I've made using the 10-inch mesh, and then you just roll them, and then you push them down against the frame. You push them right up against that frame, and then you get your pipe cleaners and you tie them around 3 times as well. Don't forget to share, please. Don't forget to give me some love. I appreciate all the words, the nice words and the compliments, and just sharing it and passing it along. I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. That little touch of yellow is going to be pretty when we have that. And I always do the bottom first. There really is no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned. You can do the top or you can do the bottom, but I just always started making them out on the bottom, so that's how I prefer to do it. I go the bottom first, and then I come back and do the top. So it's strictly up how you like it. And again, when you see little frays, don't be afraid. Just trim them off because it happens. So that's just the nature of the beast of mesh. We're moving right along. So let me start at the beginning, just for those that are joining us. I'm on a 14-inch work frame. I've used 18 pipe cleaners, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top, spaced out about 4 1/4 inches apart. Then I came back with the 21-inch mesh, and I did poofs. In each pipe cleaner I did a 12-inch poof. All right, I think we are ready for the top. And then I came after the poofs. I came back and did 29-inch ruffles with using 10-inch mesh. So I did a 29-inch ruffle, and I put those in every other poof. And now I'm doing 10-inch rolls on using 10-inch mesh. I used 3 colors, and I'm putting those in every poof that does not have a ruffle in it. That's how I'm doing that. The roll is not wanting to stay cooperating with me there. We'll adjust that as we go. So, I hope I'm getting some of the questions answered. I'm not really good at looking at this and doing what I am doing, but I'll get there. You get more comfortable. You figure it out. You learn where to look. Oh, they are shoe racks. Where I've got my ribbon. They hold 30 shoes, and I actually got them for 14, I think it was with 15, somewhere around 15, free shipping from Walmart. And so I've got 4 of them, and they hold my ribbon so far. I'm out of room. I need more ribbon. I'm going to have to do like Laura and get those shelves across the wall some kind of way and throw it in there. But yes, they are shoe racks. So 1, 2, 3 nice good snugs with your pipe cleaners on this. That way I feel like it gives a good secure in there and stays in it nice for you. And using the bundle like that, you can do it without that, but I did the bundle to save time while we're live. And hopefully that's saving a little time. And we've got 1 more bundle to go right here, and we'll be done with our bundles. I hope you like it so far. You don't forget to share. Give me some love. I appreciate it. I know everybody has different techniques and ways they do it, so I did cut the pipe cleaners in half when I used them on my rolls. Yes, I did. I cut them in half, and then I got my rolls all rolled up, and in the middle I put the pipe cleaner, and then I pulled up like one of those little pop things and held it tight, and then I twisted my pipe cleaner around it. So this is what we have so far. I think it looks pretty. I'll show you real quick just so you kind of have an idea. The sign's going to go right there. I think that's going to be really, really pretty. All right, so now we're done with our rolls, and we've done our poof, ruffle it, roll, and we're ready to do our ribbon. So I've already cut the ribbon. I used 14-inch ribbon. And let me give a shout out to my mentor, Laura, again. These are her ribbon tail cutters. I have a 12-inch and I have a 14-inch, and she sells these on her site. And you just wrap it around and around and around and then cut it all at once, and boy, it sure saves time. And I've dovetailed all the ribbon. I like to dovetail a little bit deeper, about 1 inch. Some people just barely dovetail, but I kind of like a deeper dovetail. So that's my preference. So that's strictly up to what you like. And I'm going to do the purple with the white. I'm going to do this in my rolls. So, and then the other one I'm going to do in my ruffles. So let's set that up a little bit so we're not in the way. And I like to just mark this down, and then a lot of people might fold it in half. I find I just go right down the middle, and I keep my thumbs tight against one edge, and then I walk it, and then I just bend it. So I'm going to go, what did I decide I was going to do? Oh, I'm going to do this in the rolls. All right, so then I go back in there and go as far back to your pipe cleaner as you can. Hold it really tight in there, and then I give it 2 twists, and then I pull them towards me, And once you get that pipe cleaner around that, you should be able to pull on that pretty good and pretty snug and get that where you like it. And you'll work and mess with your ribbon till the day you sell them, or you'll walk by and still mess with them, because that's just the way it is. So I'm going to do every other one. So I'm going to come over here, and again I push my thumbs down. I'm right in the middle, my ribbon, and then I just fold it and give it a nice little fold. Open up my pipe cleaner and push it in there. These are 14-inch ribbons with about an inch dovetail on that. And so then when you get that in there, you should be able to just walk that out. And you'll, like I said, you'll work it around. I hope you like it. I hope you like the color selection that I did. All right, so we're ready for the purple. And again, I fold it down to the middle, walk it out with my thumbs, bend it in half once I get it there, open up my roll, go all the way down to the frame, open up my pipe cleaner. Pipe cleaner should be up and down, north and south. Give it a couple of twists. Then I always pull my ribbon towards me, and I always follow the pattern. If I pull the 2.5 inch out first and leave the 1.5 inch, that's another thing. I have 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch ribbon. I always make it the same pattern. I'm kind of matchy that way. So I like to constantly do my ribbons in the same order and same pattern. Can you see that? Do you like it so far? Give me some love if you do. I appreciate it. All right, so now we're ready for a ruffle. And so we're doing the yellow and the flower. And I just walk it down right in the middle. Keep my thumbs down, bend it. And I'm ready to go in my ruffle. Open up that pipe cleaner. Go down as far as you can go. Give it 2 or 3 nice firm tugs. Hi, Tina. How are you? Welcome to Trendy Treasures. Again, my name's Tammy, for those that are new or haven't seen me before. And I appreciate you spending your Friday night with me. So, there we go. Come over here. And like I say, you're constantly going to be messing with your ribbon, or at least I know I do. I'm always seeing something I don't like or want to change it or move it around, and that's okay. Like I said, you'll do it until you no longer have it, till you sell it or whatever you do with it. All right, pinch it, walk it down, and I'm going to my roll. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open it and place it all the way down in there and give it some good, nice, tight tugs with the pipe cleaner. Oops, got to get it in there first. There we go. Did not have it in there all the way. And if you find later that you didn't balance it out, you can always make some changes, move it around. Don't feel like it's the end. But like I said, I pull everything towards me and I follow the same pattern. So I don't like to not have the ribbons going the same direction every time. And I pull it towards me. Okay? And again, I always do the bottom. Feel free to do whatever works best for you, but I do the bottom first. And then I walk up and do the top. Again, these are 14-inch ribbon tails. I've used 4 different kinds of ribbon, 2 at 2.5, 1 at 2 and 1.5. And I put a dovetail in them, about an inch dovetail. And so it's attacking. Did I do that right? Yes. Have to stop and think sometimes, making sure I'm doing it right. I hope everybody's ready for the weekend. I know I am. So it's supposed to be really rainy and thunderstormy, so maybe if it happens like that in the morning, I can sleep in and enjoy the rain. That would be nice. Wash all the snow, and we've had so much snow and ice, and there's so much salt and sand all over the roads. It'd be nice to, we could have a nice bath and clean everything up. Yeah, Laura's the queen. It's hard to compete against her, isn't it? She's so dang good. But I love her. I tell her I'm going to be as good as she is when I grow up. I'm always telling her that. I'm sorry I'm not good on answering all the questions. I'm trying to stay focused, and I'm not good at leaning over here and carrying on all these conversations. Where do I live? I live in Lee Summit, Missouri. It's kind of a suburb of Kansas City. If you know, anybody know about Kansas City? That's where I'm at. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Again, you can tap at the top, and there's 3 little dots if you'd like to watch any lives or tutorials that I'm going to start putting out there. And feel free to get live notifications, and I'll let you know. If you send those out there, you'll get notified when I do go live. Please share. If you have anybody you can share this with, I appreciate it. Share it to yourself on your messenger, and you can go back and watch it another time, and you'll always have it. In case, I always think, oh, I got to share it to my messenger and go back and watch them. That way, in case something happens to them or I can't find them, I've always got them out there. So I do like that. So that way I've got them. Again, I always pull my tails towards me, and I always match the ribbon. And what I mean by matching, I don't pull this one out here and this one out. If I do, then I match them all that way. So I started out with the purple on the purple and white on the outside. So that's how I'm following through all the way around. So that's how I'm doing them all. When it comes to whatever is next, that's how I pull them out that way. Pull them towards myself. You can always work them and change them as you go. You'll fluff it around, and you'll make all kinds of changes. When you get your sign in, you have to move everything. And oh my goodness, girls, I hope my sign goes really well tonight. That is the kicker. Those things can kick you in the gut. They just don't want to work sometimes, or don't go where you think they should go, and they can deal you a fit. But I'm praying that mine is going to go in there smooth, and I'm not going to have any problems whatsoever. So we're going to hope for the best. So it's got a little frayed there. Might have to work on that another. I'll lay that and trim that up later when I'm not on the live. All right, so I'm at the beginning, so it's ready to go on top. And so I have a roll right here, so I'm just going to jump right in and do that roll that's there with the purple. And again, I kind of pinch them together in the middle and fold them in half at that point. And then I go up to my pipe cleaner, put it as tight as I can in there, and then I pull it towards me, and I follow the pattern that I've started with all the ribbon on the bottom half is how I work it. And the yellow isn't the one I had picked out, but you have to be careful. So I will tell you my mistake I made is I didn't realize it wasn't wired until it was too late. So make sure you get wired ribbon. Makes a whole lot of difference when you're trying to, because that wire in there is what helps give your form and your shape, and if you don't have that, then it makes it hard to place them and keep them where you want them. And then when you put the wreath on the door and it hangs, that ribbon will flop forward, and it's not pretty. So those are things that try to remember to do. Any questions? I hope that you're liking what I'm doing. I hope I'm explaining it enough. and teaching you some things, or at least you'll be able to do it. For those that haven't done any, we'll be able to learn from that and run out to the Dollar Tree if you haven't done wreaths before and start there. Or right now, I know that I loved Craft Outlet, but sometimes, you know, we have to start out and you can't do Craft Outlet right off, but you can do Hobby Lobby or something. Right now, Hobby Lobby has all the ribbon in their deco mesh for 50% off, and that's a nice way to start. If you don't have the resources, or you don't have time to place an Craft Outlet order, you can always run and get that. They also have all their Easter decorations 40% off, and St. Patrick's Day they haven't marked down really. It's only 30% off, but they do have Easter at 40% off, so those are always good things. And I always try to get things that are marked down, all the little fillers, and I love Hobby Lobby greenery and their flowers. They just are so pretty and so real. You just think you just want to smell them because they're so nice. So those are things that you can think of. And Hobby Lobby, on their greenery, usually they go on sale 50% every other week, just like the deco mesh. So one week they'll have deco mesh and ribbon, and then the next week they have the flowers and greenery that way. So it's always nice to know, in case you do want to get something, you've got that. I'm glad, Laura, thank you so much for replying and helping me keep up with all that. I'm so sorry, girls, if I'm not getting you answered, but I'm working really hard over here trying to get this all together. I'm just not as smooth as I should be, maybe, but I'm faking it till I make it. I'm trying really hard for you guys, so it's all good. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you're having just as much fun too on this Friday night. We're really, I don't know, halfway done maybe. Next thing I'm going to do is put my sign on, and then I'm going to add my tubing and my flowers, and we will be done. Again, I appreciate all of you. You don't know how much I appreciate the love and just having people out here. I didn't even think I'd have one person, so I'm feeling very loved right now, and I appreciate it. And any critiques or any words of wisdom or advice, I'm ready for any of that. I certainly don't mind anything that is to be helpful. So, all right, let's see. We've got two more. We've got a ruffle, which is going to have, three more. I'm sorry. Three more, which has the flower. Again, I lay them down. They're 14 inches long. I've dovetailed them an inch, and they're 14 inches long. And I come down here, I lay them down, and I go right in the middle, push my thumb down, I bend it in half, I come straight into my pipe cleaner, I go all the way down to that work frame, and then I give it 2 or 3 twists to make sure it's on there, and then I walk out my ribbon towards me. I use the same pattern. Whatever I start with is what I try to walk down and use every time. That's how I try to do that every time. Keep it, like I said, you'll be playing with your ribbons all the time. And we're going to mesh them all down and mesh them all up when we put the sign on as well. So we've got 2 left. A quick overall view of it. I used a 14-inch work frame with 18 pipe cleaners, 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top, spaced about 4 1/4 inches apart. Then I used 21-inch mesh poofs. I did 12 inches apart. Then I came back and I did 29-inch ruffles. And I'm sorry, I put the do not disturb on, but anyway, it is. And I'm sorry if it's messing you up because I have no idea what it does during the live. And anyway, let's see. I was saying I did I don't know why my phone, I apologize. I'm going to have help. Well, I tried. Let me look. Let me see. Well, you tried. What did you try, Laura? What did I mess up on? I don't know. But anyway, I'm sorry. Keep moving. And so anyway, I did 29-inch ruffles in every other poof. And then I did the 10-inch mesh. I did 10-inch rolls. I did 3 of them. I used half pipe cleaner and made a bundle. And then I came back and I did my ribbon, 14-inch, dovetailed. I used 4 different kinds of ribbons, 2 at 2.5 inches and 2 at 1.5 inches. So, can I angle my phone? Let's see. Am I angle it more? Like that? Is that better? I hope I've done it right. Is that better? Is that better? Can you see it? So far, that's what it looks like. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to set this up better. Who keeps calling, and I put it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, I guess I didn't hit Do Not Disturb the right way. Or I didn't do it right. But of course, I don't get a phone call. And then when you're going live, you get so many phone calls, you can't stand it. All right, so let me show you what I have. This is what we have so far. Do you like it so far? I hope it's pretty. We're gonna put in tubing and the sign. I've got tubing, I've done 3 colors. We're gonna put 3 colors of tubing in here once I get the sign. All right, here we go. And Lord, please be with me to get this sign going in like I like it and do it well. Signs are really hard. Signs are really hard to put in. So, I'm not kidding you girls. I never get a call after my daughter gets home from work. She calls me on her way home. The phone never rings. And I tell you, how many times does it rain tonight? Too many times. And I apologize because it's embarrassing. It just keeps ringing and I don't know what to do about it. And I hope it's not messing up the video. All right, here we go. We got one end in. And we're going to try to get this other end. Now, I try not to smash them down. I try to lay it on top of the mesh so you don't totally kill what you're working on. But sometimes you have to move it around to get it in there just how you want it. And of course, like I said, it's going to be a pistol. But that's okay. We're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. And even Laura will tell you, signs are the worst. They just have a mind of their own. They don't ever want to do what you want them to do. And so we're just going to play with it a minute here. Just bear with me. Bear with me. We got it. It's all going to work. We're going to make it work. If it doesn't, we're going to make it work. So, let's see here if I can get it through. Now when I'm by myself, of course, the signs are so cooperative and you never know there's a problem. But when you're wanting to do it live, then there's a problem. It doesn't want to do what you want it to do. So I've got 2 of them done. Now I got to get the other 2 in. So try to figure out where they're at. Okay, got that one in. Good. I've got 3 in. Now that's better. Better than I thought. So one more and then we'll try to look at it to see if I've placed it properly. So it's kind of hard. Oh, it's attacking me. I'm sorry, girls. These signs are hard and I'm really focusing, so I'm sorry. I'm focusing really hard to get this in straight and perfect. And I'm kind of anal about it. If it's not perfect when I get done with my live, I would probably go back in and work it again. But we're going to go on and move forward as if it's perfect. And it could be. I can't see it all really good, and so we're going to act like it's perfect. I'm going to tie these down a little bit more. And we're getting there. Yeah, I've never seen a sign be too cooperative. They, like I said, they like to give you a fit, don't they? Mercy. Whew. All right. I think I'm going to secure these a little bit more, and I think we'll call it done for right now, because I could spend 20 minutes and I don't want to do that on a live, especially I don't want to lose everybody in the interim of this thinking it's crazy for a sign. So there's our sign. It might need a little more adjusting, but that's okay. We'll make that at another time. I'm going to continue on with showing you what else I'm going to do here. And so I have the 3 different types of tubing that I'm going to put in. And I'm going to put it in all of them that I can see except for around the picture. I'm not going to. I'll add the flowers there. I've got some flowers that I'm going to add in. I won't glue them in right now, but at least that'll give you an idea. All right, where did my little guy go? Okay, I don't know where that one is. We'll start over. Got him over here. All right, so this is tubing. I got all these colors from Craft Outlet. I love tubing, but anyway, I've got the 3 colors, and I'm going to use those tubings, and I do a figure 8. I leave a little tail. I come up, and I make another little figure 8, and then I leave a little bit more of a tail, and so then that gives me that. And then I'm going to open up a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to put that in. Side the pipe cleaners opens north and south, and I'm going to just lay those in there. I'm going to give them a couple of good little tugs, and now we're going to have the tubing inside there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's our tubing. And you know, it must be salespeople or something that keeps calling me, because I don't know any of the numbers, and they're local numbers, so it's got to be salespeople. I don't know how to get rid of that, but it's driving me crazy. Laura, you're going to have to teach me how to the tubing queen. Yes, you're the tubing queen. You sure are. But I love it too, so I hope it's okay, because I use it in all mine. So I don't mean to be a copycat, but I don't do it without it. I just love the tubing. The more the better. It's kind of like, I don't know, makeup. It's the finishing touches. You got to have it. All right, let's see. Here we go. And I put it in a lot of them. I put it in the rolls, and I put it in the ruffles, and so yeah, thank you. I thought I did. I thought I went in there and hit the do not disturb, but apparently I didn't. And I'm so sorry, girls, that you're having to watch my phone ring or whatever it does. I don't know what it's doing. So I apologize that you're having to watch that and see all that. I really appreciate you guys being with me. I was so scared. I'm not as scared now, but I was so scared. I had myself all sick and worried, and and it's so much easier now that I've got it going, and I feel a little more comfortable, confident, or whatever it is that I'm feeling, but I feel better with it. This came out in a big old knot. I just opened it up out of the package, and they have a knot in here. So I really feel much better. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you to share. I appreciate you to click the top 3 buttons and request to go on notifications when I go live. I want to, if you have any questions, I want to be able to help you. If I don't know the answers, I'll get those answers for you. If you email me or message me, I will get back with you within 24 hours or less. If you want me to call you on anything, message me your phone number. I'll be glad to call you. If there's something you'd like to see me do, or if you'd like to see any of, I've been posting my wreaths out there. So if you go to Trendy Treasures, or I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, and then I post in Laura's Creative Crafters and More, or whatever the exact name is. So I'm putting things out everywhere. Everything I make is for sale. Goodness, that's got to be somebody. They're selling something, and they don't have anything better to do on a Friday night than interrupt me, and it's not making me very happy. But I can't do anything about it. If I knew how to do it, I would, but I think I'd have to pause in the middle of everything. And I appreciate the people that are still on with me. I still have several people out there, and I appreciate all that so much. And I hope you're thinking it's looking pretty. I think it's pretty so far. We're almost done. We just have a little bit of tubing, and then I'm going to end it with a few of those flowers. I'm not going to hot glue them in and keep your Friday night, but you'll at least get the idea of what. And when I get a little faster and better at these lives, then I might do all that and show the backing. I have a placemat, the round placemats that you can also buy at the Dollar Tree for $1. I was at Walmart yesterday, and they had a big sale on round ones that are very nice. They were on sale for $1, and they're very nice. They were like $2.50 regularly for $1. So it was kind of like a closeout that they had, and I snatched up a bunch of those because I put a mat on the back of them and hide all that and keep all that from anything rough scratching the doors when someone buys them, and it makes it really nice. And then I use a non-wired ribbon that's about 1 inch wide, and I secure that and tie it on the back bar so they can hang it on their doors. So that makes it really nice for them. And I don't measure this tubing. I just kind of make it look like a figure 8, what I think looks pretty. And so I have never really measured it out to know. Just a nice, I think it's like about a 4-inch loop on each side. If I was to guess, that's about what it would be. And so that's what I like doing. I guess you could measure it all out, but I just kind of have that same loop. I give a little inch tail, loop it up, bring it around, leave another inch tail. And this tubing, you can fight with it forever. I've set it out and I've wrapped it around and I've put rubber bands around it and everything, but then I always end up just taking it out and throwing it on the floor and working it from there. So I guess there's no rhyme or reason why. It's just what I do. Because it gets tangled up as soon as you move it. It's all tangled again. So and I have every color. Oh my goodness, I probably have 10 bags of this stuff. I like it. So let me look. Let's see. Tina, When are you going to do your live? I did mine. If I can do it, you can do it. It's really hard to get started, but I feel very, very good, and I'm very blessed that everybody was on and give me lots of hearts I saw flying around there, and I appreciate just being here with me and being supportive. You know, we all start somewhere on anything, so it's nice just to get out there and at least say I did it. So I appreciate it, and I know what to do. It's just doing this part that's a little bit scary, but if you don't try, you never know, and it might be something really cool that you've missed out on. So always try to do everything, and that way you only live once, so you want to get it all what you can do when you can do it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, I did a 14-inch work wreath with 18 ties. I did 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top, 4 1/4 inches apart. I did 21-inch mesh. I did poofs every 12 inches. Then I came back through and I did a 10-inch mesh, 29 inches long, and I made ruffles in every other poof. Then I made the 10-inch mesh. I made 10-inch rolls in every other poof, the ones that didn't have the ruffles in it. And then I came back and I've done the 14-inch ribbon, 4 different ribbons, and I did those 2 in every other pattern and every other one. And then I put the sign on, and then I came back and I'm finishing it with tubing in every tubing on the bottom. And I think I'm done. Looks like I've got tubing all the way around now. Let me see. Can you see? Do you like it? Is it pretty? I think it turned out really pretty. Yeah? So then I'm not going to hot glue these in, but I would put some of these little flowers, the little daisies, I would add those in along the way. And I'd probably have to cut those a little bit more and then hot glue those in. So I would probably work those in, but I'm just going to set a few just to give you an idea of what else that I would do in it. And I'd probably walk these all the way around, give or take a few in there. I'm just going to set them in here for now just to kind of get the idea, so you can have an idea of what I've done to it and with it. So they're not in here secure, and I'm not hot gluing it, but that'll give you an idea. What do you think, guys? Pretty? Pretty nice for a first live. I was nervous. Of course, you go back and you refluff all your ribbons and you work it all around and get it all set up nice and everything. But again, I appreciate all the love and kindness, and for you stopping by. I'm going to move my camera back around so you can see my face. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate you just taking your time out on a Friday night. It really means a lot to me. And I can't wait to see you again. Again, if you click up at the top corner, the 3 little dots, you can click on the live notifications, and you'll get a notification every time I go live. And I'll be back a couple of times a week, and I can't wait to see you again. And thank you again. I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Thank you. Bye.